Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into the realistic future of AI. Not the robot takeover stuff, but how AI could actually change our work and lives.
We've got reports, articles, and insights from leaders in the field. Think Pew Research Center, MIT, Forbes.
Our mission is to cut through the hype and give you the insights that matter.
It's interesting you say realistic future because people think AI is way off in the future, but
It's already here, isn't it?
it is. AI is quietly shaping our lives.
Give me an example, I'm curious.
Think about those spot-on Netflix recommendations. Or how your email filters out spam. That's AI at work.
I never thought of it that way.
It's even being used in healthcare to analyze medical images. Helps doctors diagnose more accurately.
So it's not just convenience, it's potentially life-saving.
Absolutely.
Speaking of big impacts, Bernard Marr wrote that 90% of leading businesses have already adopted AI, and over half have seen it boost their productivity. Is AI essential for businesses to stay competitive these days?
It's a strong indicator of where things are headed. Businesses always want an edge, and AI offers that. Imagine AI sifting through tons of data, predicting customer behavior, optimizing everything.
Okay, so AI is making waves now, but what about the future? Let's be honest, a lot of people are worried about AI taking over jobs. What did research say about that?
It's a valid concern. An MIT study suggests that AI is actually more likely to create jobs than destroy them.
Really?
It's not about robots replacing us. It's about AI driving innovation, sparking new industries. Think about things like autonomous vehicles or personalized medicine.
So instead of fearing a robot takeover, we should be thinking about how to work with AI. Is that what all this human-AI teaming talk is about?
Exactly. The future of work likely involves collaborating with AI systems.
What do you mean?
Imagine AI handling those routine tasks like data entry, scheduling, or basic customer service, which frees up humans to do what we do best. The creative stuff, problem solving, things that need emotional intelligence. It's about using AI to make us better, not replace us.
That makes a lot of sense. And it connects to what the Pew Research Center report said about AI augmenting human work. But how do people prepare for a future where working with AI is normal?
Amy Webb from the Future Today Institute talks about the need for retraining and upskilling the workforce. We need to adapt, teach people the skills they'll need to thrive in an AI-powered world.
And it's more than just coding, right?
It's about critical thinking, solving complex problems, and being adaptable.
It's like the whole world is going back to school.
In a way, yes.
A lot of people think AI is just a tech sector thing. Is that accurate?
Not at all. AI is about to revolutionize almost every part of our lives. From healthcare and education to transportation and finance. This touches everyone, no matter what you do.
Okay, I'm hooked. Give me an example. How could AI change healthcare?
Imagine AI-powered diagnostics. Algorithms analyzing medical images, maybe catching diseases earlier than human doctors. AI could even personalize treatment plans based on your genes and lifestyle.
So, more effective treatment, fewer side effects. Personalized medicine, everyone's talking about it.
Exactly. And AI could make it a reality.
What about education? Any AI shakeups there?
Imagine every student having a personalized learning experience. AI could figure out their learning patterns, strengths, weaknesses, and tailor the curriculum to them.
It's like having a custom education plan for every student. No more one-size-fits-all. I could see how that would be a game changer.
And AI can take over things like grading, giving educators more time to actually teach and mentor their students.
Okay, healthcare, education, those are big ones. Let's talk transportation. How could AI change how we get around?
Well, there are self-driving cars, of course. But AI could also make traffic flow better, reduce congestion.
Smoother commutes. Sign me up.
Imagine a system that adjusts traffic signals based on what's happening in real time.
No more rush hour nightmares. Plus, if the Pew research is right about AI doing some things better than humans, maybe self-driving cars would actually make our roads safer.
That's the idea. AI doesn't get distracted or tired behind the wheel.
Okay, healthcare, education, transportation. What about finance? AI must have some tricks there too.
Definitely. AI-powered chatbots could give you personalized financial advice, while sophisticated algorithms could detect fraud instantly. Imagine AI helping you make better investment decisions, even automate your budgeting and savings.
So AI could make us all personal finance experts.
In a way, yes.
I like that. But, and this is a big but, if AI knows that much about us, what about privacy? What if AI gets used for the wrong reasons?
That's a great point. And it brings us to the ethical implications of AI. It's not all sunshine and roses. There are serious concerns we need to address as AI becomes more powerful and more a part of our lives.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Indeed. We were just talking about those downsides of AI. It's easy to get caught up in all the cool things it can do, but
We can't ignore the risks, right?
right. Bernard Marr's article on AI and society, he really drove that home for me. He even had examples of AI being misused for things like, virtual pets.
Virtual pets, I'm not sure I follow.
He pointed out that while those AI companions can help people, especially older folks who might be lonely,
They get attached.
well, it's more about us relying too much on technology for human connection.
So it's good they can combat loneliness, but
But we have to be careful not to become too dependent.
it's a tricky balance.
It is. And speaking of tricky, Marr also talked about deepfakes and all that disinformation. He said it's becoming a major risk for businesses.
Deepfakes. Those are those AI videos that look so real, right? Where you can make anyone seem like they're saying or doing anything.
Exactly. And they can be used to spread lies, manipulate people, ruin reputations. It's a huge concern, especially online where things spread so fast.
It's almost like we can't trust anything we see or hear anymore. How do we even fight that?
It's tough. We need to think critically, be more skeptical about what we see online,
Question everything.
especially if it seems too crazy or too good to be true.
So we have to be like digital detectives, always verifying and checking things. But isn't that exhausting?
It is, and that's where the platforms themselves come in. Social media companies and those big tech platforms, they have a responsibility to fight this, to create technology and rules that can detect and stop these deepfakes and other harmful content.
So it's a team effort. We have to be smart, but those companies need to step up too.
Absolutely. They have to be proactive.
Okay. I need a break from all this doom and gloom. Can we talk about AI for good?
Absolutely.
Aisha Salim's article on AI for social good. So many inspiring examples, especially in healthcare and education.
She had some great points. Remember how she talked about AI improving medical diagnoses and creating personalized treatment plans?
AI finding things in medical images that human doctors might miss. Earlier diagnoses, more effective treatment. Pretty amazing.
Right, and she highlighted how AI can even personalize healthcare recommendations, offering support for mental health services, especially important where access to healthcare is limited.
So AI can make healthcare more accessible to everyone.
It's starting to happen in some places.
Like AI chatbots that can give basic medical advice or connect people with mental health resources, no matter where you live or how much money you make.
That's the potential.
And then there's education. Salim talked about AI tailoring lessons to each student's needs.
Yeah, no more one-size-fits-all education. It's about making learning engaging and effective for everyone, no matter how they learn best.
Exactly.
And AI can help with all those tedious tasks, so teachers have more time with their students.
So AI grades the papers.
It could. Or schedule classes,
Yeah.
freeing up teachers to focus on teaching and mentoring.
Okay, healthcare, education. What other areas are we seeing AI doing good?
Salim highlighted AI's role in protecting the environment. She talked about how it's being used to monitor deforestation, track wildlife, even catch poachers.
Wait, AI can catch poachers? How does that work?
It's pretty cool, actually. AI-powered drones and satellites collect tons of data about the environment. Then AI looks for patterns, trends, anomalies, things that are out of place.
So it's like giving conservationists a superpower. They can see the whole planet.
Exactly. And that helps them make better decisions about how to protect it.
Powerful stuff.
But let's not forget about the business world. Remember that article from Fortune, the one in Chinese? It talked about how companies need to make AI part of their core strategy.
Yeah, the one that said businesses that don't embrace AI are going to be left behind. AI is more than just a tech thing. It's a whole new way of doing business.
Right. The author, Howard Bovell, he said companies have to think of AI as more than just a tool to automate stuff or make things more efficient.
It's more fundamental than that.
It has to be part of their DNA.
It's like AI is becoming the operating system for business. Companies that get it would be the ones that succeed.
He actually used the analogy of building an airplane while flying it. Companies need to try things out with AI, learn as they go, but it's not all theory. He gave some really good examples of companies using AI in innovative ways.
Like who? I always like hearing real-world examples.
He talked about Equitable Holdings. They're a financial services company. They made an AI virtual service agent that can go through thousands of documents.
Okay, what does that do?
It lets their customer service people answer questions way faster, like 80% faster.
So it makes the company more efficient, but also lets the humans do the more complex work.
Exactly. And he said this is happening all over. Banks, Airlines, healthcare, car manufacturers,
Mm.
they're all weaving AI into how they do business.
So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, AI is going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But with all this talk of potential good and bad, what about the really big questions? Like, what if AI becomes too powerful?
The existential risk.
Yeah, I mean, some really smart people are worried about AI becoming a threat to humanity.
It's a question that's been around forever, lots of science fiction about it, the Terminator scenario, but the reality is a lot more complicated than robots taking over.
So, less Hollywood, more real talk.
Right. Michael Bennett's article in Forbes talked about this. He said the real fear isn't a robot uprising, but human societies losing control to systems powered by AI.
Losing control. What does that even mean?
Think about algorithmic trading in finance. AI systems are making decisions faster than we can even understand. It makes things more efficient, they make more money. But who's in charge? What happens if the AI makes a mistake?
It's like we're creating things so complex, we don't really know how they work anymore.
That's part of it. And he said that while worrying about AI becoming too powerful is valid, focusing only on those fears could make us miss out on the good stuff.
So don't let fear paralyze us.
Exactly. He thinks we have to approach AI with caution, but also with optimism.
Embrace the potential, but be aware of the risks.
That's it. He also talked about something called human AI teaming.
What's that?
It's about making sure humans are still involved even as AI gets more advanced, making sure we understand how the systems work and that we can step in if we need to.
It's like a safety net. Humans are still in control.
That's the idea. And it's really important when you think about all the legal questions AI brings up.
Right, we touched on that earlier. AI is going to create all sorts of legal challenges.
As AI becomes more part of our lives, we'll need new laws to figure out who's responsible if something goes wrong. How do we make sure it's used fairly and ethically? Lots of big questions for lawmakers to figure out.
So the question isn't, should we regulate AI? It's how.
Exactly. And Bennett mentioned that governments all over the world are working on AI regulations. The European Union is even developing an AI law.
An AI law, that's huge. What does it say?
They're still working on the details, but it's designed to address a lot of the ethical and legal concerns we've been talking about.
Like making sure AI respects human rights.
Yes. And that it's transparent, accountable. Clear rules about who's responsible if something goes wrong.
Sounds like a step in the right direction. Is anything like that happening in other countries?
It's not just Europe. There's a growing push for AI regulation in the U.S. too, both at the federal level and in individual states.
So it's a global conversation.
It is.
Yeah.
Policymakers are starting to realize how important it is to set clear rules for AI to make sure it benefits everyone.
It's good to hear that people are thinking about this, but it makes me realize we're really just at the beginning. There's so much more to learn about AI and what it means for our world.
I agree. This deep dive is just a taste of how big and complex AI is. That's what makes it so fascinating. Always something new to discover, new problems to solve, new possibilities to think about.
On that note, I think it's time to move on to the final part of our deep dive. We've covered a lot, but there's still more to explore. In part 3, we'll look at some specific predictions about what the future with AI might hold. We're back for the final part of our AI deep dive. Ready to look ahead?
Good, because I think you'll find these predictions interesting.
Lay it on me. What does the crystal ball say about the future of AI?
I'm more of a data and trends person, not so much crystal balls. But we do have some insightful predictions from experts who are really thinking about this. Michael Bennett's Forbes article, for example.
Right, he had predictions about education, healthcare, finance, even law. Hit me with those bold predictions.
He believes AI will completely transform education at every level. Imagine students getting personalized content, training tailored to their needs.
AI figuring out how each student learns best.
Exactly. He even thinks AI could be used to figure out the best learning strategies based on a student's learning style.
Wow. No more one-size-fits-all education. That's pretty amazing. But how long until we actually see that?
Bennett thinks the education system could look radically different by 2028, with AI at the center of it all.
That's not that far off. It's exciting, but also, I don't know, a little scary.
Change can be scary.
He talked about other industries too, right?
Oh, yeah. Healthcare is another big one. He predicts AI will become a standard tool for doctors and physician assistants, helping them make more accurate diagnoses more efficiently.
We already talked about AI analyzing medical images. It makes sense that it would become even more important to healthcare.
He even predicts more personalized treatment plans tailored to your genes and lifestyle.
Everyone's talking about personalized medicine.
And AI can make it happen.
It raises a lot of questions, though, like, Data privacy, consent, who's liable if something goes wrong. AI in healthcare, it seems like a legal minefield.
He cautions about that, says the legal side of things will get more complex, but the potential benefits are so big, it's something we'll have to figure out.
Definitely. What of finance? What did Bennett say about that?
He thinks AI will completely change how we interact with banks and other financial institutions.
In what way?
Think about chatbots that give you financial advice, systems that can spot fraud as it happens, even algorithms that come up with investment strategies.
So AI could make things more efficient, more secure, maybe even make us more money. But what about the people working in finance? Could AI take their jobs?
That's a worry, and Bennett admits that as AI gets smarter, it could take over some of the tasks humans do now, like analyzing data or dealing with customers.
So it's not just factory workers or truck drivers who need to worry about AI. It's everyone.
He even predicts big changes for lawyers, thinks AI could automate a lot of what they do, lead to smaller firms, maybe even fewer lawyers overall.
A world without lawyers.
Well, he thinks AI could make legal services cheaper and easier to get, which would be good for people and businesses, but it would be a huge shift for the legal profession.
Seems like everyone's going to have to adapt.
Adaptation is key. And one of the biggest areas Bennett sees AI changing is transportation.
Everyone's talking about self-driving cars.
Right. He predicts a future with more autonomous vehicles on the roads, personal cars, trucks, even spacecraft. He thinks that when we see self-driving cars everywhere, that'll be the sign that the AI age has really arrived.
It's exciting, but also a bit scary.
A lot of this is. But Bennett's predictions aren't the only ones we looked at, right?
We also looked at Bernard Marr's article in Forbes, the one about the benefits and challenges of AI for society.
He talked about how AI could help solve some of the world's biggest problems, but also how it could create new ones.
It's a double-edged sword.
Exactly. He was excited about AI revolutionizing healthcare. Better diagnoses, personalized treatments, lower costs. And he talked about its potential for things like protecting the environment, improving the justice system, even making work more efficient.
So AI making our lives healthier, safer, easier.
But he also cautioned about job losses and ethical concerns.
Like bias in algorithms. Or AI being used for bad purposes.
Right. He emphasized the need for clear rules and guidelines to make sure AI is used responsibly.
It's a powerful tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
It all comes down to us as a society to decide how we want to use AI, what kind of future we want to build.
This deep dive has given everyone a lot to think about. It's clear AI is already changing the world, and that's only going to accelerate. It's exciting, but also a time to really think about the choices we're making.
I agree. As we move into this new era of AI, we need to talk honestly about the benefits and the risks. Develop ethical frameworks, rules, and always put human well-being first.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. I hope our listeners are leaving with a sense of wonder, but also a sense of responsibility. We're all in this together.
It's been a pleasure. And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep learning, keep asking questions. The future of AI is in our hands.